see how this game plays, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. So don't have a cow on it. And if you're the makers of this game, you should listen to people's opinion. I mean, you can't get it right all the time, right? And it seems like, this is just starting out this game, but it's got things that I don't like and the things that I do like about the game. So I want to give my pros and cons, I guess, on this game. Now, from what I see of this game, it is quite okay. The game. It's got this small little village that you come in here. You have a lady that works in the. This kind of reminds me of. I almost have all the fishing games. I have almost all these fishing games and this kind of reminds me of the Russian fishing one, which is got some interesting ideas that they put in, interesting concepts that they put on theirs. All right. So here we have. If you go anywhere near this, she's going to start talking. So I try to kind of see if I get away.
You there? Fancy a new rod? They'd
Now,
be flying off the
this
shelves
is the
if
bait
I had
shop where
any.
you pick up your bait and your fishing rods and all this kind of stuff. All right, leveling up. Well, you got to catch quite a few fish.
Goodbye
to level
for
up.
now.
It doesn't seem like it. So far, I'm only like up in level 10, and it's because I just got the game. It doesn't seem like when you have like the other one, like the fisherman, all right, and which the levels are hard. Okay, they get harder and harder as time goes on. All right, and this is different. This is more. It seems to be like where the levels pretty much as you move up, it's just you gotta continue to catch fish. And here you have a dock. You can call up a boat. Now the things that I don't like about one of the things that I don't like about this game is the dynamics of the water. Alright, if you look at it, it looks like jelly. Alright. See the motion of this water here? That's just not right. The waves are okay. The way the waves come in, okay, fine. But this motion here with this jelly looking like the water's made out of jelly, it just doesn't make. Also the diffused sky. You know, I've been up in Montana and I've been over in Tennessee and the Rockies and places like that, and beautiful blue skies, and this is just looks like you're in like Los Angeles or something. It just diffused. It's like a white sky. You know, it kind of makes you sick to see. It kind of ruins the game because you like to see you go up there to this place that has mountains and all this nice scenery, and they stick a white sky. Also, I don't think it has any kind of dynamic weather so far. Maybe later on, as the game progresses, or as more and more people get this game and their updates, maybe they'll put dynamic weather, where they'll have some rain. I always like the games to have some kind of like rains and winter and this kind of stuff. The seasons, it makes the game more interesting. This doesn't seem to have that. Alright, so I don't see it. The game does have things that really kind of ticks me off. Alright, and I'll show you one right here. Alright, casting. Alright, I want to cast now. Alright, I'm going to fix my depth right here. And I'm getting my depth, and I'm going to cast. That's your cast. There's no control for this casting. I don't see a way where you can actually make it shorter or longer. And the casting is, at least I haven't found it. Maybe there is a way to make this a long cast. Alright, like if you go to Fishing Planet. Fishing Planet, you can go and get yourself a rod, and once you move up to the right rod, you can cast pretty far off. And not on here. It's basically, look, I'll put it up, I'll bring it in. It's always going to end up around the same area. Alright, there. That's about it. So it's around 30 feet out, and that's as far as you're going to get. This is wrong here. Okay, I hope that the makers of this game get this one right. Matter of fact, it's one of the reasons I made this review is because of the jelly water. It looks like jelly, and because of this casting problem. It's a big problem. And well, of course, other things that I didn't like was this weather, this diffused light that they bring all over the place instead of nice blue skies. All right, and then of course you have you can set the amount of drag you want when you catch a fish. You can put that on there. Alright. And I tried to do some jigs, some like spoons and stuff like that. I just don't get the way it works. Okay, they got some odd way it works. I guess it's because I'm used to Fishing Planet and the Fisherman and other games out there, the Pro Master, Bassmaster, and there you can cast off far away, and then you can bring in a spoon, and the behavior is almost like the real thing. All right, so not on here. It's just weird. I haven't been able to really. I don't even fish into that. Maybe later on I'll look at how that works. So let me bring this in here for now. All right, now you can get a boat on here. All right. Now if you want a boat, it's not like you drive up here and get a boat already parked here. No, there's no boat. You have to basically call in your boat. So you get a boat. All right, and there he is behind you. He disappears. Wow! You're getting your boat. You got now. This does have very nice scenery in it. It's just the diffuse sky. The sky that's basically white ruins the entire look of this game. It just destroys it. All right. So I guess it's like they're trying to tell us that the world should be all polluted in the future. We're never gonna have blue skies around the world. All right, but once you're moving, you don't notice the jelly water. It looks pretty good, and hopefully that you can fix this sky thing. You got the mountains, and the view is pretty good. All right, they did a really good, fantastic job as far as the way the forest. To me, this is the way the forest looks on this one. It looks a way better than some of the other fishing games, like the fishing real forest. If you look around, it looks like real forest, real mountain. Kind of like the way it should really look. Not to say that those other ones are bad. No, they're pretty good. Fishing Planet is pretty good the way they did their forest and stuff. But this one, I think, is just a level beyond that. So they did a good job with the forest. They did the water. I think could be a lot better than what it is on the water, and they got to change also, as I said, this sky, which glare is what it is. All right, I hope they change that soon. All right, and they got to bring in some kind of dynamic weather where you're able to get rain, and you're able to get fog, you can get different type of weather coming in. Okay, that also I don't like the way they got the time here, because there's no control for time. It's just I don't see anything where you can control time. It just goes from day to night, and back and forth, 24 hours. But it's short. It seems short to me. It seems like the day is short and the night is short, and you're constantly moving around. I should have like a real setting, like this is going to be like the real time for the whole day, like 24-hour clock. And if you want to make it faster, you can then adjust it to make it faster. There are some things there's some reasons that should be done, and that has to do because you can also get a car. You can travel around. If you don't want to go and travel around with the boat, this is something that other games, most of those other games don't have. You can get a Jeep here, or somebody with a Jeep, and you can drive it around and pretty much go there. Now, don't get frustrated when you first get into this game. When you first get into this game, you might run into a situation where you feel like it has borders, like you can't go anywhere. There's no open world. Yeah, it is an open world, but you have to first be able to pass the tutorials. I know I'm really screwing up that word, but you got to be able to pass. You could say your first stage, and then you're going to get open world, and you pretty much can do just about anywhere. All right, we're going to go grab the four-wheel drive, you could say. I don't want to run commercials for it. So we're going to go in and grab that. All right, and we're going to drive a little bit around. All right, but there's an issue. You're going to see why the time is important here, because you can spend half of your time driving around, getting to a spot, only to have a little bit of daytime, and that's it. You're stuck in nighttime, or if you want to go nighttime, you're going to get a little bit of nighttime, because the distance of driving to these areas is quite far. All right, get in here. Now the boat ride's pretty good. All right. So this is a problem. I don't know what it is with this, but when you get off the boat, a lot of times you end up in the water, you get back on the dock. Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't. So, and if you get into deep water, it just puts you right back in the same spot. So that's a little bit of a, it feels like it's a glitch. Now there are, I did run into a couple of glitches, which that's one of them. Where when you get off the boat, it feels like you just jumped into the water. But when I was fishing one time, I was bringing in a fish, and it got stuck at around 63 feet. And I had to drag on, pull full blast. It should have been at least broken the line or done something. It didn't do anything. It was just right there, stuck at around 63 feet. And it wouldn't go. And as soon as, if I lower the drag down to almost zero, it will then take off. The fish will take off. You know, but if I just kept the drag like up to almost 100%, it would just stay there at 63 feet. And I'm talking about, I think every time I just gave up on it. I had to cut the line, get out of it. Like it was just done. So there seems to be a couple glitches. Now that could be expected. Man. I played the Fishing Planet. I've been playing that for a very long time, and other games out there have to do with fishing. And they all, you know, they get some glitches when they first start coming out, and then they fix up the glitches. So give it some time. I think they will fix that problem.
Oh boy,
now, again,
have I got
got
a deal
the
for you.
mouth here, and I like this whole thing here. It's fine. It reminds me, like I said, it reminds me of Russian Fishing, which is another good game, another good fishing game that I like. And what I like about Russian Fishing is you have like these energy drinks and energy bars and stuff that I wish they'd bring that over here too, where you have a store where you can get some beers and energy bars and drinks and this kind of stuff, and maybe improve your fishing. Maybe it gives you a little
This park
strength to
has
bringing your fish.
problems, but there isn't a day I don't wake
And
up and thank
if
my
you could
lucky
drink too many
stars
beers,
I'm
maybe
here.
you fall off the boat in the middle of the ocean. I mean, in the middle of the lake out there, and they had to swim the way back to shore. All right, so it could probably add a little bit more dynamics when it comes to that. So they got this lady here, and I guess she's working a 24-hour shift, 24/7, 365 days a year. Which it would have probably been more interesting if they put two characters in here. They put her here like in the daytime, and maybe she has like a boyfriend or something. They put
Old
him at
Clay is a
nighttime,
nice
and
guy,
he's another
an
blabber.
inherently good
He's
guy
like she
even.
is.
But he thinks he can
But
do
it
all
will
of
be
this on his
interesting to
own,
have
and
like
that
two
just
things.
isn't
And then
true.
they have
This
the
park
ranger,
is just the best kept secret, but who is that helping?
and the ranger
know where
sits
I am?
back
Top of the
out
morning
here.
to you, Bucko.
I have no idea why he sits there. You feel like you're having a cop staring at you 24 hours a day, see how you're conducting your business out here. I mean, I think this kind of sucks. I wish he went on his merry way and did something. All right. But
Have a
it's
nice day,
okay.
Bucko.
I like
So
you.
this
You
is
must be here
pretty
about the
good.
buying things.
You
You're
get
very
to kinda
welcome.
talk to this lady here, and then if you go in there, you can go and open up,
What can I get you?
and you can buy, you can sell some of the stuff here. Like if you want to buy your equipment, the equipment is available here. You see all the equipment here. It's available. Okay. So that's pretty cool. All right. And you got vehicles. Like, let's see the vehicles I got here. There's boats. So you got the vehicles and boats. Now, I'm gonna go grab my car here. Now here's, I don't know why it does this, why you need to do this,
Come back soon.
but you need to go and you have to get your car. You have to actually order your car to come up. Let me see if this is the one here. Yeah, you have to ask for your four-wheel drive, and there it is. Voila. And you're getting your four-wheel drive and drive. All right. Now, like I said, it's pretty much, look at the map here, on this one here. It's a pretty good sized map. I like this. It's quite large, all right, for this kind of game. So it's got a lot of areas you can do a lot of fishing, and you can either get in there by boat if you're able to, because there's some areas you will not be able to get in by boat. It looks like you're on the map, you're able to, but you're not. All right, you may have a dam, or you may have a waterfall, and some of them you can, and some of you can't. But you have the car, and you're able to get around with the car. So you got roads all over the place. Let me see if I can get in the road here. See the roads all over the place here, and you got paths you can go to, and all this kind of stuff. So you can get on the road and drive. Then the only problem is that I see on here. Oh, I suggest, let's say if you're here in the daytime and you drive around, you're gonna have, if you're on, I'm doing this as a live video, but if you are on YouTube, I cannot see what you're writing down, what you're asking. I don't have the chat box open up at all. Right? So I have no idea. All right, you can drive around. Okay. little sluggish to drive around, but if you play other games where you drive around, you can probably do okay. You can drive around, and it's got a good area. Now, if you fall in the water, I'm gonna intentionally fall in the water and you'll see what happens. If you fall in the water. In that case, I didn't fall in the water. I ended up on, not even, but if you end up in the water somehow, you're going to end up right back in the spot before you ended up in the water. So you're good to go. You get out of that situation. Now, in this situation, I have no idea what's going to happen here because I'm like in an island in between, and that's deep waters. I can't go that way or that way, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Let me try to see if I can get out of here without having to go to if I can go back on the bridge. You got deep water. But as far as going wherever in the heck you want to go, once you're able to pass the tutorial of the game, you can pretty much go anywhere you want to and fish anywhere you want to. We're going to get off here and do a little fishing. Alright. Again, the problem is because the map is so big that if you want to go from one end to the map to the other end of the map, by the time you get down to the other end on your bike, on your four-wheel drive or on your boat, you're not going to get much of daytime if you're fishing daytime, or much of nighttime if you're fishing nighttime. All right, so that can be a problem. All right, so that's why I wish that when they actually give hopefully they'll give maybe like 3 options where you can have like 3 time sets where you have like realistic time on the game where the clock will move just pretty much the way it will be like in real time, and then maybe fast times by 2 times, 3 times, and maybe fast time by 5, whatever you want to do. But they got to do something with that. So here, let's say I want to fish. Now you can go into the water, which I think is pretty cool because some of those other games they let you go in the water but just a little bit. This one you can go in pretty far into the water. See, I'm all the way there, probably up to my waist. Now it's going to get too deep and you can't go in that far. Now you can go ahead and, now, like again, one of the #1 gripes I have so far with this game is this casting thing. This is not casting. This is basically tossing is what you can call it. This is not a cast. Alright. And you press it. Let me get my fishing rod. That's not a cast. Okay, now like finding it's 29 feet. That's it. That's what you're gonna get. That's as far as this thing gonna go. It's around 29 feet, 30 feet. All right. And what the heck is this? I didn't read that. What it says right now. And then I'll also show you here. Then you can also fix the depth of your hook. Now I do have a floating bot on there. All right, that you can fix it. You can see it up here. All right. How far you want to put it? All right. You can fix that. Alright. So I put it on. I do pretty good at about 1/6, about a foot and 6 inches. It does pretty good. So you cast there. Now, if you play Fishing Planet or other fishing games, you might have a current where the floater. Okay, we got a strike. Let's see what we got here. Alright. We got a little drag on there a little bit. Alright, there we go. We got a smallmouth bass. Is what we got. It shows you the equipment that you use to catch the smallmouth bass. And then you have a score on it. Now, some liberal somewhere in California or San Francisco who's part of this game decided to tell everybody the best thing you do is you're not allowed to keep the fish. Now, this is, I think it's different. I will call it liberal politics, idiotic politics, all right? You should be able to keep the fish, and this is what I like about the Russian fishing one, all right, which I find interesting. You should be able to keep the fish and then sell it. I like that, but I always like that about that fishing game, is that you're able to keep your fish and go sell your fish, all right? And I think this should be the same thing here. You should be able to keep the fish, keep it, all right? This one basically only gives you one option: release the fish. It does not allow you to keep the fish. Alright, which I know there's some of these people are, they see animals and fish as being more important than humans. Alright, but I'm the kind of person I've put humans before everything. So, but I think they're going a little bit overboard when it comes to this kind of stuff. The amount of fish out in the wild, fine. But the thing about I know this whole thing has to do with somebody's idea about fish. Alright, it's probably not a real fisher. All right, so we'll release the fish. Like if I have any other short stays, no, that's basically release the fish. You might be just throw it in the water as soon as you catch. And then you can go back here in the same spot. Now on the fishing planet, you're able to mark the spot you catch the fish. I don't see that here. I didn't see. I looked around for it. I don't see a way where you can mark the spot where you catch the fish. All right, and the kind of fish you caught. So, but you can go ahead and you can cast again. All right, change the rod. Now you can change your rods. All right, you go here. You can change the bait. This is an odd. This whole menu thing. They're going to have to find a way to make this a little bit more easier to kind of figure it out. It's got some odd things about it, which kind of it has some kind of storage, and then you have the ones on your. It's the bait that you have with you, and then you have a storage, and it kind of confuses everything. They maybe have to streamline, fix that somehow. It gets on your nerves. All right. Then you got here. I got 3 baits for whatever reason. I should have had at least 4, but I got 3. All right. And then it tells you the amount of bait you got. I got 15 cheese and eggs. I got 45 of the salmon eggs, I guess. And 23 worms is what I got. Now, you got your fishing rods here. And you can get the type of fishing rods. I got like around 4 different types. I just started this game. I'm only on level 10 here on this one. Alright. And I don't know what the heck is the shaft for. Hey to who and hi to who. I guess if you're online. I'm not online because I'm not doing an online game. I guess you can do that. And then you have something going on there. You have a flashlight. Basically at nighttime is on. You can see it at night. Now I can't see nothing. So it's okay. Again, we got the jelly water here. You see this weird movement of the water, which is extremely weird. And then you can get back on it. You can leave the site, get back in your car, and drive to another location. Now, like I said, look at the mud. I like the way they did this because the mud really looks like mud. Alright, and the plants do look a lot more realistic than other games. And they really spend a lot of time putting all these plants and trees out here. Alright. And of course you got the mountain view, except the sky again. Once again, the sky gets on my nerves. I hate that diffuse white sky. You know, God made a beautiful sky. It's blue. It's not this white. Looks like giant, like the whole. It looks like we're in the middle of San Francisco, California. All right. So here we go. Let me go back up here, and we're gonna get back on that bridge. Back on the bridge. Now, wait. This actually reminds me of a bridge I was one time in the Everglades. It was like this. It has no side to it. Just has like a little barrier. You gotta be really careful because you end up flying off of it. Alright, so again, you can travel down these roads and find your ponds and lakes. Those here. And you can use your boat, which I find is very interesting. So far, I think this may be the only game that I know of that has this. I mean, there may be others. It has the car and it has a boat. It has 4-wheel drive and it has a boat. Now, it has a ranger station here. I don't know what, yeah, I guess you can go up and down there. So I haven't gone into it. But if you find yourself another spot, then you can go. Here's the thing about it. You can really go off the road here and do whatever you want. There's boulders here. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to crash into the boulder. But you can get off the road and you can bring your car almost up to the water. Okay. And that's great. And you just get off your car. Get off your 4-wheel drive here. And you can get on top of some of these boulders. Say I want to fish up here. There you go. And you can cast off here. Now, here's the thing about this. Usually every time you're going to recast like brand new, like you just got off a boat or you got off your 4-wheel drive, make sure you're probably going to have to fix your jet. It doesn't leave it. It doesn't stay. To me, I haven't been able to find a way where it stays in the same spot. Like if I have 1 foot and 6 inches, it won't stay there. It'll go right back to 0 again. 3 inches. All right. So I like to put mine. So far, I had good luck at about 1 foot and 6 inches. So then we're going to cast off it. Now this review that I'm doing is more like I'm playing here, but I'm also talking about the game, what I like and don't like. Sometimes you gotta wait quite a while, and sometimes you just wait forever until you get up and go. And other times you're actually catching one. Like as soon as you cast into the water, you'll catch something right away. Now I've noticed that nighttime fishing seems to be better. As far as me, I'm now on level 10, and as far as so far playing this game, nighttime has been better than daytime. In certain spots, I mean, not like all those spots. All right, so now there are other spots that people say they're better. They say there's a dam out here that you can go. I haven't found the dam yet. I know it's out here. And you can fish by the dam, but the problem is you're gonna have to you're going to go after muskies, and I think you're going to go. I came to a couple spots like this, where it's like this, and I haven't caught anything of this. All right, so let me drag this. What again I don't like is the casting on this. It's about 30 feet, and that's it. That's all you're gonna get. And to me, this is not casting. It's basically tossing your bait into the water. All right. It's not like Bassmaster or Fishing Planet where you can cast quite a distance and go really put it out there. Also, the spoons and lures and this kind of stuff. I'm gonna have to watch it. I myself am gonna have to watch some kind of tutorial on that on this game because I don't see how in the heck. There we got somebody biting here. Let me see. We just had a bite here. All right, we got something coming in here. What do we got? Small fish. Yeah. There you go. We got ourselves a sunfish here. Green sunfish. All right, look at Mr. Go Lucky there. He's so happy that. He caught himself a fish. Alright, so you can catch some fish, different size fish on here, and you're really gonna have to look at the dynamics of this game when it comes to fishing. The bait and the hook and all this kind of stuff. Let's see. And you got, of course, different strength of your lure. I mean, the lures of your line. You know how many pound tests and different type of hooks you can use in bait. It's limited on bait. I think it's because the game is fairly a new game. So maybe down the road they're going to add more bait. And what makes these games interesting is when they start adding a lot of different things, a lot more baits and a lot more lures and hooks. And also start adding brands. When they add brands to this, makes even the game even more interesting. All right. When there are actual brands that you see out in the stores. If you're a fisherman and you go to buy a lot of your fishing gear and tackle and all this stuff, you like to see the brands in the game. So that's something that makes the game interesting. So again, you can drive pretty much anywhere you want on. I have not tried so far to drive up these mountains. I don't know how far I get, but I think you can drive anywhere you want to. All the off-road. But because I am fishing, I'm only looking for the fish. So you got some of these, like I said, you can go quite a distance. The map is really big. All right. So you can go quite a ways there. And you'll find these little areas down there. Whoa! I'm trying to get down there. Here we go. Alright. So here we got a bit of a river here. Alright. Now, I know I don't have the right gear to be fishing here, these rivers, but I'll just, you see a fish that was right there just a while ago. I find this interesting is sometimes you'll look here and you'll see fishes swimming around. And I think that kind of makes the game look good. Yeah. So let me see here. We got it looks like the river's running down that way. I'm not sure if it's going to move the lure, or if it's going to move the floater. Let's see. I don't even know where that floater is. Oh, it's float. See the thing, floater just sitting there. I can see the floater. It's just sitting there. Now, if you were playing like Fishing Planet, and you're on a river like this, you know it's going to be moving. So you have to go, the floater will start to move down, move down, move down. And you eventually will have to reel it back in and throw it back upstream, and it'll move back down. And the color of the water doesn't seem to change much. It has this muddy looking color all the time. Alright. It doesn't seem to, like, the color, like you'll have different areas with different colors of the water because of what's under, what's in the, what's in the bottom, changes the color. If you got a lot of grass, then it'll change the color there. Should change the color. But when you have a lot of sand, then you have one color and so on. So you don't see a lot of that here. Alright. You have that. Yeah, that can, it does that. I'm trying to bring it in here. Alright. Alright, so there you go. So, looking at this entire game here, I'm going to go back over here. Alright. The game has some issues. Okay, this jelly, right now the water is moving and you cannot look at the jelly movement on the water. You don't see it that much here. It looks like jelly. Alright, it's okay. When it's moving like that, it looks okay. But when it's out there in the lake, it just looks weird. Alright. The sky being diffused like that, where all you see is this white color, it just looks like junk. I wish they put some blue colors into the sky. And the overall forest looks absolutely great. I think they did a fantastic job when it comes to this forest. Alright, that looks really good. The fish dynamics, I guess you can say, the way the fish pull. And there are some things. There's some things that I ran into some problems with it. Alright, where the fish just keeps going out, doesn't come in no matter what. Alright, and I think that's the one thing that Fishing Planet I didn't like too much about it. And it's because I've done fishing ever since I was 5 years old. I've been fishing, and that is the fish do get tired. Alright, even if you have a small pound test, a small, you don't have a pound test, a very strong pound test, a light pound test on your fishing rod, you can be able to bring in a good sized fish if you're able to manipulate your fishing line and your drag and your reels and all that. Alright, but on some of these games it won't. The fish will just doesn't seem to never get tired. They just continue to pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull, and that's ridiculous. Alright, because out in the wild, fishes do get tired. You're able to bring them in. Alright, so this one here seems to have a little problem with that. Alright, where the fish doesn't seem to want to get tired. Alright, but if you look at the way they built this, quite good. It's you can see everything. You can see all the rocks. And a lot of details went into this. And the waters, you can see, was transparent. You see down like bottom, and you see the muddy bottom. I guess you can call it. All right. And there are waterfalls in this one. There are some waterfalls you can see. You'll probably be able to catch some fish along in some of those waterfalls. And of course my vehicle's down there. So overall, I will guess this game is pretty good. It will not, to me, it will not be as good as Fishing Planet. If you're like somebody that does a lot of fishing in Fishing Planet, some of the stuff like the casting is really not there. There's no casting. Here's the casting. You can see what I mean. It's about 30 feet. That's it. That's your casting right there. Now maybe on other rods the casting will be longer, but it should not work that way. That should not be the dynamics of that. Alright, you should be able to make some long casts here. Alright, and you don't have a weight where you can control it Unless you put the rod like down here, I guess. Let me see if I can do it, because I don't even think I can try that. Alright. Let me see what happens if I put the rod down, would it cast shorter? I don't think so. I think it's still going to cast up 30 feet. So you see, no matter what you do, your rod's going to be cast, as far as these, up to the 10th, up to the 10th level, it's going to go up 30 feet. Alright. So you cannot like do some long casts, and let me show you what I'm talking about, the lures here that I don't like. All right, let me see if I change over to a lure. All right. So I'm going to change over to a lure here. I'll change the entire rod. Where was the lure?
Hey, Buck, if you need me, I'll be down at the main outpost. See you soon.
That's the guy over there. I don't know. I have no idea why it does that. I'm like really far away from the outpost, but once in a while you'll get the ranger there starts to talk. It doesn't make any sense. All right. I was trying to get. I think I got to put that fishing rod in there. Oh, I don't have a motor for that. I have to get. I had a motor for that, but I took it and I used it somewhere else. Let me see if I can still change. I'm trying to change the lure. No. Okay, it will have to go. I'll have to go through the whole thing again, and put the like you can say rebuilt. Put another fishing rod, another spinner or motor, whatever, and bring in some lures. But the thing is, the way the lure works, I just don't like. It's just this weird way of doing the way you pull the lures in. I don't get it. All right, so that's something they're going to have to probably work on. I think they're going to have to probably work on there to make it better. And a lot of people are used to playing like Fishing Planet, and I think you may have to. A lot of these people that make these games, I know they want to change things around. They want to be their own, and they don't want to come up with ideas with other people. But you may have to keep some of those controls similar to that. All right, because people are already used a lot to play that. Especially people are going to be playing these kind of games. Are going to be people that do like the Fishing Planet and other simulators out there. They play as far as fishing simulators, you can say, go. The one that I've always played for a long time has been like Fishing Planet, and they have done a fantastic job on it. All right, now some of these already, you can see what this game here is trying to take it one notch over Fishing Planet, but as far as the actual dynamics of fishing goes, casting, the way the lures work, it's not the same. All right. I don't like the way the lures, the way you're able to, the way you manipulate the lures. I just don't like it. And the water's dynamic also on this here is okay, but over there on the lake it looks like jelly. Or if you look at the water, the way it moves, it looks like jelly. All right, and this thing about taking a mountain sky and turning it into a white sky, yeah, come on, man, that was so weird. All right, that's something they gotta change. So there's a couple things that may have to be changed. Hopefully they'll work on the game. As far as the terrain goes and the forest goes, leave that like it is. That's very, very nice looking. All right, but some other things have to change. All right. There was also on the boat. It'll be good to have a fish finder on the boat. Maybe it has one. Maybe you can. I don't see it where you can buy it. So far, I don't see where you can buy a fish finder or get a fish finder for the boat. So that's something that maybe they'll want to put in there. It's where you have a fish finder for the boat. All right, and I think there's some other things that I was going to cover in there, but that pretty much covers it. So if you're going to purchase this game, you can still have fun with it. You'll get frustrated when it comes to casting. Like I said, it's limited how far you can cast, as far as I can tell. All right, And the levels, you can work yourself up to 11. It has some tackles and some baits, but there's limited. And then there's this whole thing about the your bait box, you could say, and the storage, which is kind of confusing. You gotta actually move stuff out of the storage and move it into your bait box and in and out, and it's kind of, the whole thing's confusing. All right, you'll see what I mean if you get the game. All right. So, but if you like a nice looking game, like, you know, nice looking game, and you're not too worried about how far you're going to cast off, or you're not going to be using a lot of lures, and you're basically just going to use your floater in a hook and some bait, well, I guess you're okay, all right, with this, all right. And like I said, you know, hopefully as time goes on and these people make more money, and they'll spend some money in developing this, which will be a lot better. And if they could actually bring it up to the scale of Fishing Planet, I'd rather play this one, to tell you the truth. If they brought a lot of the stuff that Fishing Planet has, that they have as far as casting, the way they manipulate their lures, and also bring in fish finders on their boats, I will be a lot better on this one. I like the looks of it. And if they get rid of this diffuse sky, which I hate, I really hate it with a passion, all right, and bring in a blue sky, which looks, and dynamic weather where you have snow and you have rain and fall and all this kind of stuff, this will look interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. And over there at the village, I will say, look at the Russian fishing game. All right, it's called Russian fishing game, all right. And you'll see the way they have their village and some of the things, some of the ideas they have there. You may be able to incorporate into this game. And that will look, hopefully they can, you know, it would be nice if they can bring in the scenery of this game, the expansion, you know, how big this game is, how big the map is, and then combine them with something like Fishing Planet, and then throw in all the other stuff that Russian fishing has, and you'll probably make a fantastic fishing game out of the whole thing. And every year, these developers of these games have to keep in mind that the more lures and the more fishing rods choices you have, and the more realistic they are, like if they're actual brands, you buy them in the store, and you're able to get them at the bait shops, and you're able to actually, the brands, people like to see brands. It just makes it look more, it just makes the game more realistic. Like bring that in, and bring in some like canoes, and bring in some smaller boats and raft and all this other kind of stuff, and that will also improve this. All right, so there's a lot, and it's not only this map. There's another map that they have here. This is just one map, but they have other maps. They have one more map that I have on this one. All right, let's see if I can get out to that map. Hang on a second. They have another map on here. Okay. They have this, I believe it's in Norway where they got this map. Yeah, it's in Norway where they got this one map, and you can see it's 000 because I've been messing around over here on, I guess you call the American or the Canadian map, if you want to call it. I've been messing around with that map, and I haven't had really time to go there. But I've been there. I just went into it, looked around a little bit. It looks pretty interesting. And that one also looks pretty nice too. They all look nice. As far as the maps go, as far as the terrain and the lakes and the looks of the forest, they look pretty fantastic. The sky is what kills it. If they had to bring in some blue skies, tell you the truth. If they just change that around, and also change the hours where you're able to, you know, maybe go to realistic hours and have like 3 options for that, where you go realistic, fast, and very fast time. All right, so you can maybe hopefully they'll change that. So that's what we got so far on this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is not like other reviews. They go into all this technical stuff. I don't get to do that. If I want to do that, I can do it if I wanted to, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm just giving you like the guy that's sitting here fishing, and what I think about the game, and what I like and what I don't like about the game. And I think just about every single fishing game out there. I think I have just about all of them. And this game here, I was very impressed with the terrain on it, and the way the fours is made, and the looks of it, it's just the sky killed it. The sky really ruined it. But hopefully they'll fix that. And like I said, and some the dynamic water that will bring in and other thing. But another thing that really killed it was the water. The water, the fishing planet's water, it looks really really good, very nice. And also the Bassmaster water looks nice. But this one here, and on a lake, at least as far as the lake goes, the water looks like jelly. That's what jelly with waves is what it looks like. And they're gonna have to change that. They're gonna have to get somebody in there that really knows how the dynamics of waters work. All right, to get something better looking. The sounds okay. They could add a little bit more ambient to the forests. Maybe a couple more birds in there, owls and this kind of stuff, and some more noises. And they also got to realize that in the morning you have a lot of birds making noise, and as night falls, they get quieter, and you have crickets coming in and frogs coming in. So all that could be added on to the game. All right, just to make it. Remember, the whole thing is to make the game look. At least for me, is the more realistic you make it look, the more comfortable I'm with the game. All right. And the real, and every fish doesn't pull the same. That's something they're going to have to study. If you're catching fish and all the fishes are pulling, pretty much doing the same thing as all the other fish, then it's not great. If you catch a shark and you catch a tuna, you can almost tell the difference on 'em. If you catch you could say a bass, and you catch a trout, you can tell the difference a lot of times. We've been fishing a lot. So they have a different way of pulling, different. Also, when you look at your pikes and you're looking at your these other larger fish, predator fish, when they get on the hook, when you hook them, they have a different way of pulling on the fishing rod. So that's another one they're gonna have to look at that a little bit better. All right, so that's what Fishing Planet does a lot of good job on, is they get you kind of like they do a pretty good job on the pulling on it, on all that kind of stuff. So another thing is maybe trolling. You can probably do troll a little bit on the boats. Maybe they can put that in there later on, and some other stuff, do other stuff. So anyway, this is what I got to say. If you're over there, you're the makers of the Call of the Wild, the Anger. Not anger, the angler. Don't get angry. Don't get angry with me. Don't get pissed off with me. I'm just giving you my honest opinion on what I think about this game from somebody that's pretty much got every single game out there when it comes to fishing. So you guys have a good one. Thank you, and don't forget thumbs up and other good stuff here. And if you want to donate several $1,000,000, feel free to donate it. Donate several $1,000,000 if you want to. Whatever you want to do. Anyway, you guys all have a great one, and good luck in your fishing, and continue to check out these new games and all these kind of fishing games coming out here. So have a good one, and I will see you. Bye-bye now.